On today's episode of the Cryptoverse, I do a deep dive into WePower, the new Ethereum-based app for trading tokenized electricity generated from renewable sources. All of that on today's episode of the Cryptoverse, so stay right there. Hi there guys, welcome to the latest episode of the Cryptoverse, your regular dose of news and commentary on Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. I'm your host, Chris Coney, the founder of Cryptoversity, the online school where you can learn about Bitcoin, cryptocurrencies and blockchains. Find out more at cryptoversity.com. Now this is my sponsored video for September, which helps me to fund the channel and keep episodes of the Cryptoverse coming to you on a daily basis. Now, I saw my first few attempts by YouTube to demonetize my videos recently, so without the generosity of projects like WePower, the days of the Cryptoverse may be numbered. Now, a sponsored video does not mean I automatically put a positive spin on it, only that they pay to have this featured. So they are buying time, not favor. Everything in this video is my own opinion and purely for educational purposes, so let's get into it. Starting at the highest level, the WePower network is a decentralized application built on Ethereum, and it's designed to be a peer-to-peer marketplace where clean energy producers and clean energy consumers can trade freely. And it's also a place where clean energy projects can get funding by selling future energy that they're going to produce, which is kind of like the classic crowdfunding perk model, where if someone invents a product, they get the funding up front, people actually place their money, and then when the product gets manufactured, they get sent one. That's the classic model. Although in this case, we're talking about electricity generation. So the major question is, what problem does WePower solve? Well, the world still runs largely on dirty energy. That's the way they put it on their website. Now, we all know this is a problem. People have been working to solve this problem for decades. However, the major problem with these attempts historically to solve this problem are that they've taken like a top-down approach, meaning trying to convince energy giants to change their ways is nearly impossible. Now, WePower, as the name suggests, they've decided to use the power of the crowd and of Ethereum to tackle the problem from the bottom up, meaning get the consumers to switch and the industry will have to follow. But not only that, they're going to provide a way for green power plants to basically do their own mini ICO from within the platform, which also means building a new clean power grid that bypasses the energy giants, right? Now, research suggests that there are a lot of consumers out there who want to buy clean energy, but they just have no way to purchase it. It's just difficult to access. So the WePower platform connects both the energy grid and the energy exchange markets, giving consumers access to both. Pretty cool stuff. Now, producers will sell their energy on the platform, which to my mind creates kind of like a virtual power plant structure. We've all heard of the Ethereum virtual machine. Well, this kind of will become like the Ethereum-based virtual power plant, if you'll follow me on that. So let's talk about the WePower token, the WPR. So with the WPR, you will get free clean energy, which you can either consume or sell. Now, they've actually got this document called the WePower Token Model PDF, which is right here. This shows how the ecosystem works, where the WePower network fits into it, where Ethereum fits into it, and so on. So say if you are building a new green energy plant, right? You can raise money by doing one of these mini crowd funds, pre-selling the energy that you're going to produce in the future, and then build the plant, right? And then the supporters of that can redeem their tokens for power when the plant is up and running. Something most notable about this token model is that it is approved by WePower's European regulators. That's kind of rare. Now, there are a few standout features to this. I said earlier that WePower will integrate with the power grid, right? They're going to accomplish this via smart meters that are already quite common in Europe. This also explains why they're going to establish the network in Europe to begin with, and then as smart meters roll out elsewhere, they can roll out the WePower network elsewhere. Now, in the UK, actually, I found this article on Uswitch. According to Uswitch, Every home in the UK will have been offered a smart meter by 2020. So you can learn more about smart meters, how they work, what they are at this link on Uswitch. I think this is good education for anyone who isn't familiar with smart meters and how they work. But this is a key piece to the puzzle because the smart meters will get accurate readings and allow the communication with the WePower network in terms of consumption and so on, right? Another standout feature is that we'll be able to verify claims that are made by big companies who say they run their whole business off of renewable energy, right? In future, we'll just be able to look at the WePower network and check for ourselves whether it is true. Say, for example, if a certain web hosting provider, not mentioning any names, say they claim that their data center uses 100% clean energy, right? 100% wind power, for example. Well, will we actually be able to see if that is true? Another good use case for this would be, say, Tesla supercharger stations. I don't know if you've heard of these before. You know Tesla, the manufacturer of these electric cars, right? Well, this is off their website. This is a map of all the superpower charger stations. So these are locations where you can take your Tesla and charge it for free. So it's pretty sweet. I mean, Teslas have a good range anyway, but you can just park it at one of these Tesla stations and charge it up. Now, wouldn't it be good, wouldn't it be ideal if they could categorically prove that these charging stations were running off of clean energy? Right now, a lot of these are probably being powered off of coal power. So that probably defeats the idea of why you bought the Tesla in the first place. If you buy a Tesla, you're probably energy conscious. And then if you're powering it off coal, it kind of defeats the object. So Tesla could connect with the WePower network, buy clean energy, and then prove that they are powering it that way. So that's another good use case. And there'll be dozens of others. These are just some topical ones that I got off the top of my head. So the ICO itself, what do they need the money for? Well, they need the money to be able to roll out WePower into its first markets. So they are talking about Spain, Germany, Portugal, Italy, Greece, and so on over the next 6 to 9 months. Now, the type of power that each plant will generate depends on the advantages of each country. So in the UK, for example, we have a lot of wind. In Spain, they have a lot of sun. So that would lend itself to wind power and solar power, respectively. With WePower, you can also, say, buy Spanish solar energy in the UK, or even from the UK, invest in a new solar power plant on the platform that's going to be built in Spain. So this is kind of brilliant. Following that, they'll roll out to, say, the USA, South America, the Middle East, Australia, and anywhere else they can get the network adopted, of course. And the goal is to have all of the actual platform features implemented within a year. So that bodes well as well. And naturally, you'll purchase these WPR tokens with Ether, okay? Now, the benefits of being a token holder are that you get free power. This is interesting. In order for a power plant to join the WePower network, the plant has to agree to donate at least 0.9% of the energy that they will generate to WePower token holders forever. So in the WePower token summary document, they say, for example, I've got it up here, there's some graphs and some calculations here. They say, for example, that assuming their 3-year rollout plan goes according to plan, and assuming they have plants generating 800 megawatts of capacity, and assuming they issue the 510 million tokens, if you were to put 15 Ether into the original token sale, then that would give you an energy allocation that is enough to produce power for a whole household all year round. So check out this token model document that I will put in the video description to see the math on that. So today, 15 Ether would cost you about $4,245, say. So for a one-time investment, you could be waving goodbye to your electricity bills. That's basically the bottom line. Now, when I say that, I expect a few cryptocurrency miners just got very excited. So you guys might want to check that out. You know, I think this idea of donating the power element is ingenious because it creates this huge incentive to buy and hold the token. I mean, who wouldn't want free power? I certainly would, right? So the website is a bit thin in terms of the specifics, in terms of the ICO itself, but there is a hard cap on the token sale of 10 million euros. I was able to find that out. If you're interested in participating, go to the website and register, and then download the Signal Messenger app, and then they'll send you further instructions on what to do next. they're using Signal as an encrypted chat messaging system to keep everyone's details secure. So they've got a public Slack and a public Telegram, but in terms of the participation in the token sale, get the Signal app for that. And all the details are on their website. Let's move on to talking about the team. Very important aspect here. So on their website, they list the team. The team, there's like 15 of them on the team, but let's just look at the top dogs for the sake of time. Let's start off with Nick. I've brought up each of these guys' respective LinkedIn profiles here. So this is Nick. He's one of the co-founders whose LinkedIn profile had a poke around. He's quite active on there. His profile has a lot of stuff on it. And perhaps most importantly is like the skills and endorsements section that you get on LinkedIn. You know, where your colleagues can vouch for your expertise. So here you go, this section right here. So his top tags by his colleagues are solar energy and renewable energy and the energy sector. So that bodes well. I also called the guy on Skype, and yes, this guy on the website, on the LinkedIn profile, is the guy that I spoke to. So I can vouch for that. I also spoke on the phone with the other co-founder, Taurus, here he is. And same again, pretty active LinkedIn profile. And down in the endorsement section, his top endorsements are things like banking law, legal advice, and private equity. So Taurus is the co-founder with the expertise in the investment side of things. So that checks out just fine. And our final co-founder is Augustus. So those two guys are in Lithuania. This guy's listed as being in Hong Kong. If we scroll down to his skills and endorsement section, you're looking at skills around marketing strategy and business strategy. So pretty well rounded in terms of the founders there. Now, checking out the team is important because A, when you want to make sure that they have a track record of some kind, and B, to make sure their expertise are directly applicable to the project at hand. That's kind of interesting point to look into. I also did my normal check of their chat history, and I did my normal scan back through the Telegram chat history. All pretty normal in there. It's just the team doing normal Q&A. Unfortunately, answering the same old questions over and over again, but that's just the way it is with these things. The only thing to watch out for if you join their Slack chat is there's been several phishing attempts. Now, there's a very specific way that you participate in the the WePower token sale. So make sure you follow their official instructions by registering on their website and then downloading the Signal app just to make sure that you're doing it by the official process. There's also a little demo of the WePower network that you can try out. This is only an MVP, a minimum viable product, but it does give you the experience of how this thing is going to work. So here I've got it up here. So here's the WePower app. It will display my wallet balance and how much that is in euros. It'll say I need to buy 45 kilowatts of power this week. I've already set myself up as a household on this, and you can set yourself up as a power plan as well to see what that kind of side of it looks like. And I've already bought 85 kilowatts this week, and you can go into the future. Then it lists every day of the week here, and of course with its past or future. It lists the amount of power that I'm going to consume, either in the future it says predicted 17 kilowatts or 16 kilowatts, so it's kind of smart in that way. Then how much power I need for that day, and then it has a little icon to say, on that day I used solar power, on that day I used wind power, and so on. And when you look in future, you can drop it down, and this is where the marketplace comes in. I can compare the different types of power, and I can see wind versus solar versus hydroelectric, I think that is. And it's saying the best price on that particular day is to buy wind power. So I can buy it with ether, right? And it shows the price in ether per kilowatt hour of electricity, which on this is like 4 euros. Because that will fluctuate based on various exchange rates. Pretty sweet. There's also this, so I just click buy next to the type of power I wanted to buy, and that sorts it out for that day. There's also this send button that allows you to send tokens as a gift. Say if that broke friend of yours has run out of power and is freezing or can't cook his dinner, then you could send him some electricity to power his cooker or whatever it is, right? So I thought that's kind of a nice little feature as well. So yeah, I'll put the link to that in the video description so you can have a play with it. You can get a pretty good sense of how it's going to work from that. And it's a very simple, straightforward thing to use. In conclusion then, this is a pretty straightforward project, and it's quite easy to understand what it's going to do and how well it's going to do it. The problem they're aiming to solve is well understood, and of course, their use of a blockchain-based smart contracts to actually carry this out, that gets my approval as an advocate of these kinds of things. More importantly, politically, this is kind of going to be popular. So that bodes well for them and the success of the project at large, a great idea can often be stifled if it's politically unpopular. And while this project may, like say the energy giants might prefer this project not to happen, public opinion is on side of green energy and therefore on the side of WePower. So they're going in the direction that the wind is blowing, to use that metaphor. And finally, WePower differs from other projects like this because they're actually helping to fund new clean infrastructure. And then they're creating a marketplace for all types of clean energy producers to participate, whether that's wind, solar, hydro, or any other method of clean energy generation that is invented in the future can just come straight onto the platform. Alright guys, thanks very much for joining me today. If you liked this episode, go ahead and hit that like button. And if you're new around here, get subscribed. And if you would like access to my very best material, such as my structured online courses that will teach you things like how to make and save money with Bitcoin, check out cryptoversity.com. Alright guys, that's all for today, so I'll see you in the next episode of the Cryptoverse. So until then, it's me, Chris Coney, saying bye for now.